So here's how the review is going to go. I'm going to do some of the problems. The ones I don't do, you'll do for homework, okay? So excuse me for my sniffles so much, but I think you've been experiencing it all week. I've been cranking out videos. So first thing you need to know is what shape they're going to make. So what is the parent graph? So when I look at this, the parent graph is x squared plus y squared equals 1, and I know letter B is going to make a circle. So what is the transformation of this? That means that now the vertex is -3, 0 when it originally was 0, 0. So I could say a horizontal translation left 3. And then if it originally was 1, which means the radius is 1, now here the radius is 5. So that would be a vertical stretch by a factor of 5, because it was really like this, and now it's 5 times this big. You'll do this one, different shape. You'll do this one, different shape. Sorry, I had to stop the video for a sneeze. Okay, this was on your quiz last week, so hopefully you're good at that one. This one you would solve by substitution. So I'm going to do this one. If they say y equals, it's going to be 1/3 x cubed plus 1 equals 2x minus 2. I haven't really gone over cubic functions. If I was to move this over, and then that plus 3 equals 0. Sorry. And if I see this problem, I don't know how to factor this one. So since I don't know how to factor this one, this is when I would use Desmos, and I would make a table. So I would take this, and I would make a table. And then I would take this, and I would make a table. And I would think about, though, before I made the table, like what if I didn't have Desmos? It's a cubic function that is going up 1, right? Because that's a vertical translation 1 unit up, I'm sorry. And then this would be a vertical compression by a factor of 1/3. I can't draw that, but I could do this. This one I could do down 2, up 1, right 1. So I can see it's going to cross at least one time, maybe a second time, but maybe not. Okay. I also know that it's going to be something negative over here. So I could just try problems, okay? I'm going to try -3. I don't know if anybody knows why I'm trying -3. Because when I cube -3, I get -27. And 1/3 of -27 is -9, plus 1 is -8. Let's see if it works. -3. 2 times -3 is -6, minus 2 is -8. Again, the reason, let me zoom in a little bit, the reason that I picked 3 is because there was a 3 on the bottom. I wouldn't pick 2, because 2 cubed is 8. And then 8 over 3 is a fraction. I'm not going to get a fraction for this one. I also know that if it was going to cross in this area, the x value would have to be positive, and it would have to be pretty big, okay? So I think we're just going to say that's good enough. And some of you go, well, why is it good enough this time and not next time? What I want you to understand is that if you don't know how to solve this yourself, a backup is you can always create tables, make a rough sketch based on transformations, and pick numbers that would make sense. Like I'm not going to pick other negative values. It only crosses one time here, and then maybe it might cross like way up here. Sorry. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Give me a second to read this. Hold on. By the way, let me be clear. You're going to do this one, this one, this one, and this one for homework, okay? Use homework help, of course. Okay. So I read the first sentence. Estelle, or they're going to buy 6 pies for their guest. Great. So there's a total of 6 pies, I guess. So I'm actually just going to do some straight translations. So 2 lemon meringues. I'll write 2, and I'll make an L for lemon. Cost, which means equals 3 less than 4 blueberry pies. When we're dealing with less, we switch them because it's something less 3. So if I'm 3 less years than you and you're 8, I'm 5 because 8 minus 3 is 5. 3 lemon meringues costs 9 more than 3 blueberries. And now we can solve. So I don't know about you, but this looks a little bit disorganized to me. I'm going to put the b and the l on the same side. So I'm going to go negative 4b plus 2l. And this isn't necessarily the best way to do it. This is just where my brain went. And then negative 3b plus 3l equals 9. If you remember how to solve systems, whatever this dude is, multiply it to this. Whatever this dude is, multiply it to this. Problem is you're only supposed to have one negative, but you have 2 of them. So if I go like that, then those 2 negatives will turn into a positive. I only have 1. Distribute, distribute, distribute. Distribute, distribute, distribute. And now I add. 6L equals 45. There must be a mistake somewhere, so hold on, let me figure it out. So I assumed I made a mistake because it's like, oh no, it's a fraction. But they want to know how much does each type cost. That means it can cost dollars and cents. Okay? So I divide by 6, divide by 6. Lemon meringues cost, I'm going to go 45 divided by 6 in the calculator. Oops, that's not what I wanted. 45 divided by 6, and they cost $7.50. Because 7.5 means $7.50. So lemon meringues cost $7.50. Well, how would I figure out how much blueberries cost? I'll take the 7.5 and I'll plug it in for L, either this L or this one. I'll plug it into this one because I don't like negatives. And I'm going to go 3 times 7.5 equals 9 plus 3b. 7.5 times 3 is 22.5 equals 9 plus 3b. Subtract 9. I get 13.5 equals 3b, and then I divide by 3. And it's 2.7, which means blueberry pies cost $2.70. Okay? All right. Okay, this one, you can plug in 5. I'll do this one, okay? I'm going to take this, and I'm going to plug it in there. So I'm going to go 2m plus 4 plus 1 squared. So there's where the 2m plus 1 went. And then now that's 2m plus 5 squared. I box it out. I get 4m squared plus 20m plus 25. Now this one, careful, because I want you to take that. Don't plug it into x, plug it into y, and then solve for x. How many answers should you have? If it's squared, 2. All right. Okay, complete the square. And so I'll complete this one, you'll do this one. So x squared plus 4x equals negative 6. Complete my square, I get 4. You can do that on your own, you know how to do that. This is x plus 2, x plus 2. I end up getting x plus 2 squared equals negative 2. So in vertex form, okay, that means the vertex is negative 2, 2, negative 2, 2. This graph is going up, which means if I asked you to solve this for x, if I asked you to find the intercepts, when you take the square root of a negative number, it's imaginary. That's why there aren't any intercepts. You can do this one yourself. So how many solutions are there to the equation? Multiple. How many intercepts are there? None. If this said equals 0, the answer would also be no solution. This one, you're good. This one, I am not going to have you. You know what? I'll make it squared. Let's make it squared. So what do I do first? Subtract 4. How do you get rid of a fraction? Multiply by the denominator. Then box this out. Then move the 27 over. Then I would divide by 9. Oops. And then I would change this to a y, switch the direction. Okay. And I couldn't factor it, so I would have to do the quadratic formula for it. And I'm just going to fake it, okay? Let's just assume those are my zeros. So here's a 0 and here's a 0. Y is greater than means it's shading up, which means I'm colored in the center. Oh, those would be open circle, okay? And let's just pretend this is -4 and this is 5. The answer would be -4 is less than x, which is less than 5. This one, you can graph this one, graph them. This will make a line. This will make a line. And you're going to find what they have in common. If you're stuck, I would go to, nope, even further. This kind of stuff where we were graphing linear inequalities, like the previous page, I would say. Okay? This is the same thing. Go to your inequalities. You've got to know this makes a U. This makes a line. This one's solving it whatever way you want to. I'll solve this one, okay? Because it's similar to the other page. First thing I would do is I would move the x over. Then I would square both sides. This is the one that was on your quiz a while back. Box it out. Move this over, set it equal to 0. Find the two numbers. Oops. But now I have to check them, okay? So let's try 8. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. And then 5 minus 8 is -3. Oh, okay, that one's good. This one. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Minus 1 is not -3. And that's because, let me remind you, if you graphed x minus 3, it would make a line. And if you graphed a radical, it would make a half u. It's really only going to have one point of intersection. The problem is when you squared it, it thought that you could have two answers. So it thought the other answer was the 1. But it is not an answer. So the only answer is 8. I want to do letter C also. I don't like fractions, so what makes it a fraction? The 4 and the 2. Let me zoom in a little bit. But if I made this a 4 and a 4 and a 4, the 2 would be gone. By 3x squared. By equals 5x. 2 goes into 4 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, set it equal to 0. Magic exit. Solve it. If you're struggling on that, just ask me how to factor. Okay? We're just running out of time. All right, even, odd, or neither. I'll do this one. Plug in -x. If you cube a negative, it stays negative, and that's negative. So look, this started off positive, positive, and then it ended up negative, negative. That is the opposite, odd. If it was positive, positive, and positive, positive, it would be even. If it was positive, positive, and negative, positive, I can't tell if it's even or odd. Neither. And that's it. Perfect. Sorry, I forgot to state. Every problem I didn't do is going to be homework. And it's going to be worth 4 points because even though it's 3 pages, I did half of it.